you knew we had to talk about Trevor Lawrence. So these two players are back-to-back in these quarterback evaluations on the Fantasy Pros trade value chart. It's Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert. Now, set aside your secondary homerism for the Jaguars for a moment.
If anything, I am a quasi-professional, Jake. I can always sometimes do that.
So Justin Herbert had a bit of a down year by his standards and by what we'd expected from him prior. Trevor Lawrence finally bounced back. Not finally, but he bounced back after that rookie season. That was very weird, mostly the coach. So they seem to be on two diverting tracks right now. 1-0 going up, 1-0 going down, but they've met here in value. What do you think for a super flex league, let's say, in Dynasty? Would you rather assume a bounce back with Justin Herbert and trust his offense, potentially? Or would you rather go in on the young stud, the quote-unquote generational quarterback prospect that he was 2 years ago in Trevor Lawrence?
You know what? My heart says, and I'm trying to go back to look to see if I can find out stats, but I can't do research on the fly here. So I'm going to pick Justin Herbert here, only because we've seen him do it. He's done it at a high level. Last year, I feel like, is an anomaly. His wide receivers were constantly hurt. And he had a bit of a down year. And as much as I love Trevor Lawrence, and we love him on this podcast, I love what they're doing there in Jacksonville, building up that offense. They're getting Calvin Ridley. Christian Kirk was a great signing. Evan Ingram was found brand new life last year. ETN out of the backfield, look electric at times. Like, I love everything that this offense is doing.
Yeah.
But we've seen Herbert do it at a very high level already, where Trevor Lawrence, he hasn't quite cracked into that upper echelon of quarterbacks. Could this be the year? Absolutely. But I will take the known commodity of knowing he's done it before and what his ceiling is. So that's why I'll take Herbert in this scenario. Yeah,
I don't mind that one bit. And it is interesting because we say it's a down year for Justin Herbert, because that's true. He was the quarterback 11 in most formats. That's a down year for him, where he was drafted especially. But he still had the second most passing yards of any quarterback in the NFL last year. Yeah, his touchdowns were not as high as we would have liked them to be. I think, to your point, Mike Williams being out really hurt that factor. And that's to be expected. And he's overcome it before, and he just couldn't quite do it this last year. Maybe it was personnel. Maybe it was play calling. I don't know what it was. They did draft Quentin Johnson as his, basically, Mike Williams' eventual replacement. Maybe sooner than later is how I view it, or at least an insurance policy. So I think he'll be great for this year. I still play Dynasty in a 2 to 3 year window, depending on position. With quarterback, it's 3 year basically, but I don't go further out than that. The only reason I would want to say Trevor Lawrence is because last year, 1 year away from that awful, awful rookie season, he looked so different. And now he gets Calvin Ridley. And now he has a stronger base, I think, to work off of. And if they keep adding personnel to him, and they've been trying to kind of cater to that need a little bit, not that he needs much of it. Now he has that and a scoot. We like players with scoot. We like quarterbacks who can scoot for a few extra yards. That's not really Justin Herbert in the NFL. That is more Trevor Lawrence. So I think I would take Trevor Lawrence, but that's just me.
At any rate, neither of these is a wrong answer of who you would take. They're both going to be terrific.